Welcome, everybody. My name is Chaz, and this is the Chaz and Command Show, where we'll be talking about everything Commanders, whether it's insight, breakdown, action, analysis, you name it, we got it. So, for the first ever episode of this show, what will we be talking about? Well, of course, we're going to be talking about the Sunday night showdown between the Denver Broncos and the Washington Commanders. So, everybody, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. So, the first thing I really want to talk about is the Commanders' offense, which honestly, I was pretty impressed by. I mean, we've seen the struggles that we've had throughout the entire season. And of course, we're going against this dreaded Denver Broncos defense, which I believe is number one in the entire league. And a big reason for that, number one, is the pressure that they get, the sacks. I mean, they're at a historic pace right now, leading the league in the sack amounts that they have. So what I really want to look at first is Marcus Mariota, who I truly believe played his best game in the Burgundy and Gold. I truly believed he played his best game in the Burgundy and Gold, especially in the second half, where he really had to, I won't say put a JD5 cape on, but he did his thing. He really said, I'm going to do what I have to do, not just do the bare minimum, but go above and beyond to help my team win. Now, I would love to give him an A+ grade, but I'm going to give him a A, just because I think we can't forget about that first quarter interception where he did his weird little Tebow hop throw into triple, quadruple coverage for the interception. It really seems like at least one time per game, he's going to give us one of those head scratching throws where you're just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And this time we were able to take it because it was early. Last game against the Miami Dolphins, it was late. It was in overtime, and I'm glad he was able to get it out super early, first quarter. So, I mean, just looking at his numbers, he was really, really good. He threw for 294 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Of course, he had the interception, but he also ran for 55 yards as well, which he can also make moves with this read option or scramble out, which he had to do in the fourth quarter as well to continue those drives. So I was really impressed by Marcus Mariota, how the way they were saying it in the game. Chris Collinsworth, I don't know what the real thing is because I've been watching him for 9-10 years of Mariota. So for now, I'm going to keep saying Mariota. But yeah, I truly give him an A grade. Besides that terrible throw in the first quarter, he played his best game as a Commander. Now, sticking with the offense, something that I really liked and that I even coming into the game wanted us to do was really hone in on the quick passing game, because the quick passing game is going to basically protect the offensive line. We know that they have the best pass rush in the entire league, and everyone knows that we have a rookie at right tackle that has been struggling. Now, he has gotten a lot better. If you compare those first 3 weeks in the league for him to the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's done a lot better. Now, he did have the holding call in the fourth quarter of the Terry pass, but he's going to have one. And I mean, unfortunately, he did have it, but he's gotten a lot better. But yeah, because of that quick pass game that we were able to do, we were able to get the ball out quick. We were able to protect Connerly, and we were able to protect Mariota as well from taking the hits. And what that also did was open up the running lanes, because now they're saying, hey, we can't just blitz, or we can't really go man things. We have to drop back into these pass zones that we're being picked apart at, which gave open lanes to Chris Rodriguez to run, who his numbers don't jump off the board. 11 carries for 41 yards, but man, I love the way he runs. He's an old school back. He doesn't really look it from the TV screen, but he's a big guy, man. He's a big, stocky guy that always loves to lean forward. Now, he doesn't have the greatest breakaway speed. He's not going to make too many guys miss out in the open space, but I mean, he can break arm tackles, and he can get a good 15, 20 yards runs every now and then. So I am thoroughly impressed with him. Jeremy McNichols came in, did a great job, and he's just Mr. Reliable. He can do everything well. So when he's in, you're not going to. Sometimes you're going to expect a crazy run where he breaks 5 tackles, but you know he's not going to fumble. He's going to catch the ball pretty well, and he's going to get the job done. And Bill played solid as well. As we see, he's getting less and less carries each game. I think it's just a part of his growth and maturation within the league. I think we all see the promise that he has. He just needs to grow a little bit more, whether it's pass protection or the patience when running the football. But now getting back to the play calling, like I said before, I did love it, but there were times where, as I like to call it, Cliff loves to get cute. He wants to get fancy, and I think it's just the offensive, the buzzing in his head, that it's that the angel and the demon on his shoulder. The demon is just telling him, like, do it, Cliff, do it, and he has to get into his wildcat formation and have all the shifts and motions, and I just don't like it when he gets into that. I don't like it, and I like him to stick to the script, stick to what is working, and don't get cute. And there were times when I understand it, because you do have to keep the defense honest and take your shots, where he chose to do these play action, long developing plays, and they didn't work because we just don't have the offensive line for it. And I mean, I'm not angry at it, because you do have to switch it up sometimes, but I love how the quick passing game was working. It was working throughout the entire game, and that's another reason why Zach Ertz had a great game. 10 catches, 106 yards, and we know who he is. He's the catch and fall king, but because of the play calling, he was able to catch it in space without a guy draped over him, so he's able to, make big catches and run for some yards as well. And I was impressed by the game that he had. He did drop that late touchdown in the end zone, but we know how it is. He was gassed. Everyone was gassed, and you want him to catch that, but that was his one little mark on the game. But besides that, he played really well, and I think the quick passing game that Cliff installed this week really helped out with that. And in talking about the offense, I want to finish out on my boy, number 17, the return of Scary Terry McLaurin. He looked amazing. He looked great. And I had a feeling they were going to put him on a snap count, especially because of what happened earlier in the year against the Raiders, where we rushed him out there and he wasn't on a snap count, and he re-aggravated that quad injury. And I had a feeling that they weren't going to try and do that again, that they really wanted to, pace him with it. And in those pacing moments, he was doing great. Whether he was manned up against him and Surtain, they were going at it, man. It was a battle. It was a real good battle, and Surtain won his, and Terry won his as well. But it was those times when they were in zone coverage and Surtain was not following Terry, man, that dude's a beast. He's just a beast, especially in the big moments. And he's just one of those guys, when you need a big play, you're going to 17. And we've missed that the entire year. And it's showing why we gave him that contract. I know a lot of people are questioning why. That just showed why we gave 17 that contract and why it was well worth it. It's so great to have him back, man. 7 catches, 96 yards, the overtime touchdown. Even before the touchdown, he had another one that was called back earlier, and it was just so great to see him back. Now, I want to get to the defense, and I was very intrigued on how the defense was going to look, because this is our second game with Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator. So you can truly see we're doing less man coverage, which I love, because we just don't have the guys to cover those receivers. I mean, we have Mikey out there who I'm going to get to Mikey later. But we were doing less man coverage. We were doing zones, which put our players in better positions, and not having guys running wide open in the middle of the field like we saw in past games like the Seahawks or the Detroit Lions. I think Dan Quinn called a great game. We did go to man sometimes, and we got beat. And that's one thing that I really want to talk about, is the coverage in one player in particular, Bobby Wagner. Look, Bobby Wagner is a future Hall of Famer, amazing run stopper, barely misses any tackles. We love him. But please, when it's obvious passing downs, take him out. We have to. I don't know. I don't know why we keep him in on those downs, but it's time, when it's obvious, take him out and put Tyler Owens in there and let him run with those guys. I mean, he's just a liability each time in the past. And there was the 1 fourth quarter play when Evan Ingram hit him with a mean double move, and he was able to break free and go for a large gain. And then I think if Tyler Owens was in there, he might not have stopped him from the catch, but that run after the catch, he would have prevented that. So I think that is something that we definitely need to take into account. Is we love Bobby. He's been great, but passing downs, he's got to go out. Now, one thing that we did struggle was getting any type of pass rush. And one reason we did is because Bo Nix, man, his escapability is amazing. I did not really see how great his escapability is. And whether it's just getting out of the pocket to throw it away or finding someone open downfield that's coming back to him because they know his pocket drill is so great. And his throwing a run was really good. He saved a lot of those drives because he's able to escape and make those plays and find those guys downfield. And they really just took advantage of our lackluster pass rush. And a lot of that, of course, you could say is because of the injuries. But I still don't want to take any credit away from Bo Nix because he was great, man. He really was great. He made that one mistake where he threw the interception to Bobby. And I know you guys are going to say, oh, but you just said that Bobby was so bad in coverage. He isn't good. Bo Nix didn't see him. He made a mistake. Bobby is a cerebral player. He was at the right place at the right time, and Bo Nix made a mistake. Now, it's a great play by Bobby, but it does not make up for all the other coverage failures that he's had. So, good job, but we're still going to take him out. Still need to take him out on those passing downs. Please, Dan, do that. But yeah, I was really impressed by Bo Nix. And I was also impressed by our run defense. RJ Harvey, 13 carries for 35 yards. Hey, that's less than 3 yards per carry. I would take that any day of the week. So defense definitely showed up. Struggling on third down a lot because of that escapability by Bo Nix. But you could definitely see that difference between Joe Witt Jr.'s defense and Dan Quinn's defense. And there's one player who I said I was going to get to that I really want to get to now. And I think because Dan Quinn's taking over, it's showing an effect. Mikey Sarenstill. Man, he's going to be getting a lot of flack, especially by me watching on my TV screen, man. I've been frustrated with him all year. And I think moving him back to outside corner, even though he is a little bit smaller, he's better there. He's more comfortable there. Man, he looked great. He was really doing a great job locking up on the outside corners. If you look, Cortland Sutton, 5 catches, 62 yards. He did catch a touchdown, but he didn't have a great explosive game. Mikey played great on the outside, locked things up. And now, besides Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram, no other receiver really did damage against us. And I think because of putting Mikey on the outside and going to the more zone coverage look, helped us out immensely. So, Mikey, keep it up, man. Keep shutting me up because we love to see you playing great. And we know the talent that you are, especially that big hit you had, man. Ooh, on that sideline. Keep it up, Mikey. So, yeah, now I just wanted to wrap it out and go into the ending of the game, man. Overtime, it was a thriller. And unfortunately, we weren't able to pull it out. It was a great play call by Cliff. Jerry McNichols went in motion and was wide open in the flats, but Nick Bonita just made an amazing play. And I know some people are like, oh, Marcus Mariota should have threw it up more. Man, that's a bang play where you know your guy's going to be out in the flat and you want to get it to him as quick as possible before the defense realizes that he's there. So, unfortunately, it didn't go our way. I'm proud of the way we played, man. I'm very proud because who knows how bad it could have gotten. And they played a great game. So, talk to me in the comments, man. What do you guys think? The good, the bad? Do you agree with what I said? Disagree? Let me know, man. That's the reason I made this channel, to start a conversation and start a community. So I appreciate you guys watching the first ever episode of Chaz in Command. Keep in touch for the next episode. Thank you. Take care.